Let's move on though. Let's talk about Blake Baker. Huh? Let's go to LSU. Matt House, previously at LSU, he's was shoved out the door. Okay. After the season that LSU had last year. Whether like it was I still have this debate in my head whether it was truly his fault or just like the way that they constructed that team, just it, there was not much he could do with that secondary. I mean, the misuse of Harold Perkins, I guess you could argue whether or not he was misused, which again, I'm not the biggest X's and O's guy. I couldn't tell you exactly what is best for Harold Perkins, but it feels like LSU's paying Blake Baker a lot of money. They're paying him $2.5 million, which is higher than any other defensive coordinator in college football. He's got experience. How do you feel about this hire?
I mean, you saw what he did for Missouri. I mean, they went 11-2. I mean, what they did to Ohio State, obviously, it was a much different Ohio State team than the regular season, but
Leaking Kleinholzer at quarterback.
that poor kid. I mean, they were opportunistic, right? They were good against the run. They were got the pressure, a quarterback. I mean, they did a lot of good things. The Missouri was able to do. You got Darius Robinson, Tyron Hopper, Chris Abrams-Drain. Like you got some really good players there. Yeah, I mean, I, it's obviously a notable name, and I do think I like the culture he brings in. And not that I didn't like Matt House, but I think I obviously ran its course. You needed a change. That's unacceptable to be out of the top 100 in total defense, or 105th last year in total defense for Brian Kelly there in LSU. A change is needed. Blake Baker comes in. He's the hot name in the coordinator market. I don't know if the talent is there yet. I still don't know if I buy it, especially in that defensive backfield. Don't know. You're gonna need some young guys to step up and really step up for you. And I don't know if it's a good recipe for Blake Baker in year one, but I do think it's a nice change in the right direction. I think you can start recruiting and developing. You obviously missed on some evals last year, and you missed on a lot of evals in the transfer portal.
You meaning LSU,
That
not Blake Baker, of course.
correct. I'm sorry. Yeah, LSU did. So LSU obviously needed some kind of change there. Whatever they were doing wasn't quite working. Um, and we'll see what happens, this year. I mean, I think there's still high expectations for LSU football, like it should be every year. I mean, I'm high on Garrett Nussma. I know you're pretty high on him as well. The offense should be pretty good. We're the O line we love. Obviously, we did our video on that. We'll see how it works out with the defense there, talent wise. I mean, which is crazy to say that you have a talent problem on the defensive side in the defensive backfield at LSU. What a program people consider DBU, and it's kind of is that Matt House's fault? Is that a couple of the problems? But regardless, we'll see. We'll see. What do you think?
Well, you can ask UCLA, how do you fix a leaky secondary? Have a fantastic front seven. Blake Baker and the LSU Tigers, they go get Bo Davis from
Yeah.
Texas, and they're paying him $1.25 million to coach the line. Is he going to be a co-defensive coordinator or is he just going to be coaching defensive line? Either way, if you don't know who Bo Davis is, like we're talking like elite defensive line coach in the country, right? We're talking, I mean, the likes of like what, David Turner. I mean, we're talking Bo Davis. I mean, like Bo Davis, he was at coach for Texas, obviously with Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy there. Coached the Lions for a number of years, UTSA, Jacksonville Jaguars, and then he also coached Alabama in 2014, 2015. Those teams, yeah, he coached Jaron Reed, Ashawn Robinson, Jonathan Allen, Dalvin Tomlinson, Deshaun Hand, Deron Payne, kind of like the golden era of Alabama defensive linemen was bred by Bo Davis. So I'm very confident that Bo Davis can, you also get some Dominic McKinley is coming in there at LSU, young 5-star defensive lineman. Like you're gonna have talent in there, I believe. Even though you're losing Mekhi Wingo and Mason Smith, I still believe that Bo Davis is gonna find, acquire, and develop talent. I have to believe that. I have to. So I think like part of the biggest part of this Blake Baker hire was also getting Bo Davis.
Yeah, and I throw Corey Raymond in there as well. He's a guy that bring back from Florida. DB's coach, obviously, very big need. Ever since he left, he had some leaky secondaries there. Like you said, best way to fix leaky secondary, if you don't have talent in there, it doesn't matter how good the coaching is. You're going to good front seven, and obviously Bo Davis, Blake Baker, very custom. They understand that uh, in the SEC. Bo Davis, obviously those Bama teams, Bo Davis, those are some of the best D lines I've seen. Period at Bama, which is saying something. I mean, those guys you mentioned a bunch of draft picks, a bunch of starters in the NFL. For Alabama, that's the exciting part here with Blake Baker is not only the commitment to Blake Baker going and giving him a massive raise he couldn't say no to from Missouri, but then also, yeah, we're going to commit to bringing in Bo Davis. We're going to bring in Corey Raymond back. A lot of other things that you like to see from Brian Kelly in this program are kind of understanding this was a big need. We had a Heisman Trophy quarterback, and we were not even close to winning the SEC West. So, yeah, I think it's pretty exciting for LSU. I mean, I do think I'm still going to be hesitant on them until I hear a little bit more about fall camp and how that's going with the secondary there. And we'll see what Corey Raymond can do over the summer and getting